Hello, Horror Nights in family, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I talk about horror movies every single Wednesday and Saturday. You guys look so nice today. So happy to see you here. And it must be Saturday, which means we're gonna be talking about some horror movie stuff. And I'm so excited about this one because it's about Scream. So let's do it. Okay, first things first, I gotta name all the Ghostface killers. Deep breath, go. Billy Loomis, Stu Meier, Nancy Loomis, Mickey Theory, Roman Bridger, Jill Roberts, Charlie Walker, Richie Kirsch, and Amber Freeman. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to be ranking the scariest Ghostface killers based on motive, kills, and my overall opinion on them as the masked killer. Disclaimer, these are just my opinions, and you may not agree with me, which is fine. Also, let me know your ranking of who you think the scariest Ghostface killer is in the comments down below. All right, coming in strong at number 9 is definitely Charlie Walker. I honestly sometimes forget that he was even Ghostface in Scream 4. It's like a shock every time I rewatch. He just like wanted to help Jill to impress her, and he wanted to stab Kirby for not liking him, which is so lame in my opinion. And listen, I do think that he was the muscle in a lot of the killings in Scream 4, and he was, in my opinion, very ruthless. But his kills started to get sloppier as the film progressed. We also learned that he wanted to embody and like be the next Randy Meeks, and well, he wasn't. He couldn't. He failed. And he was also like killed shortly after he revealed himself to be Ghostface, so number 9 for you, sir. Coming in at number 8 is Nancy Loomis, pulling a full Pamela Voorhees in Scream 2. Mrs. Loomis wants revenge on Sydney and anyone that she's friends with. I also really can't stand her because she killed Randy Meeks. So Mrs. Loomis was so overcome with grief and guilt after finding out that her son was murdered that she basically came up with this entire plan to destroy Sydney. I mean, yes, she was very scary with her crazy eyes, but it was kind of like a meh for me. Don't get me wrong, I respect her, but she just like didn't scare me. Her main motivation was to kill Sydney, and if I saw Mrs. Loomis in a dark alley, I don't think that I would be scared, unlike some of the others that I'm gonna talk about on this list. Coming in at number 7 is Roman Bridger. Okay, so you all know that I love me some Scream 3. It's one of my favorite Scream films. Also, let me know in the comments below if you want me to rank my favorite Scream films. But what I will say is that Roman, being the only lone killer, really came off like more whiny and annoying than scary. And even though it was revealed in Scream 3 that he was actually the mastermind behind the entirety of the Scream universe by showing Billy like what his mother did and how it destroyed his entire family, I don't know, guys. It was just a little bit too convoluted for me to buy the whole thing. He hated Sydney because their mom said, no, go away. You're an illegitimate love child and I don't want anything to do with you. But like, bro, call a therapist and get over it and leave Sydney alone. Coming in at number 6 is Amber Freeman. Once again, in my opinion, she came off more annoying than scary. I will give it to her though, as she was like running out of the kitchen when she was like half burnt, was definitely a little scary, but I don't know, more shock than scared. And I do believe that she was mostly the mastermind behind the killings in Scream 5, but as she was cornered at the end of the movie by Sydney and Gail, she essentially kind of just like pussied out and was like, oh, the internet made me do it. Kind of a lame move if you want to embody the character of Ghostface. All right, coming in at number 5 is Mickey. Now, this guy genuinely creeped me out. He was coerced, kind of, in Scream 2 by Mrs. Loomis. Yeah, so he wasn't like the mastermind, but he did get into Sydney's head and manipulate her into thinking her boyfriend Derek was his accomplice right before he killed him. He was also really obsessed with horror movies, and they got so into his head that he takes up a knife and starts slicing and dicing all over campus. I will say that Mickey does get lost in the shuffle as Mrs. Loomis's like true motive came out, and it was heavily hinted throughout the entire film that he was the killer. So that's why I kind of put him halfway through this ranking. Coming in at number 4 is Richie Kirsch. Listen, it takes some dedication to get someone to trust you, fall in love with you, and then brutally go after her and her friends. It's also kind of scary to me that he can stay like so charismatic and funny and charming and being this doting boyfriend throughout the entire film until the third act in Scream 5. And he also killed Judy Hicks and her son Wes Hicks in broad daylight. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't take some gusto. Like, that's some true Ghostface shit. Alrighty, coming in at number 3 is Jill Roberts. So if you've been a longtime horror friend of mine, you know that Scream 4 is not really my favorite, but I did rewatch it in preparation for this video, and I think I might have changed my mind a little bit. Okay, so Jill as Ghostface is probably the closest that we're ever going to get as seeing Sidney as Ghostface, because obviously the two are cousins. Because I don't think that Sidney is ever gonna be Ghostface. I actually delve into this theory in a last video that I put up. Link is in the description box if you wanna watch it. Jill was able to manipulate her friends, her family, and Sidney. And also, like, her mom was killed too, which was really messed up. Her motive was also the first one that we got that wasn't really related to some like twisted family secret or revenge. It was because she wanted fame and glory no matter the price and no matter what she had to do. She wanted fans, not friends. And that, my friends, is very scary. Alrighty, coming in at number 2 is Stu Meier. I mean, you can just see in the entirety of the first film that Stu is a little off of his rocker. I mean, he gutted his ex-girlfriend Casey Becker, and he is all about this mayhem and chaos that the murders are creating. I mean, he throws a party right in the middle of all of it. And he's also been referenced in almost every single one of the sequels of Scream. And then, of course, in that final iconic third act, we see him just like fully deranged, spit flying, and just like blood everywhere. And I would be a little creeped out if I saw Stu Meier in a dark alley. All right, and coming in at number 1 is Billy Loomis, as being the scariest Ghostface of all time, in my opinion. Call me biased because y'all know that I love Billy Loomis, but at the same time, he comes off as dangerous because he is dangerous. And hello, he was in high school when he did all of this, and he murdered Sidney's mother a year before he even started his murderous rampage on Sidney and all of their friends. He is also the scariest because he does not know how to tell between reality and fiction. Him being a killer was so obvious that it was almost unexpected, and he held on to all of this rage for so long after he killed Sidney's mother. So there you have it, my friends. My entire ranking of who I think the scariest Ghostface killer is. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments down below and I can make more. And if you want me to do any other kind of ranking videos, also let me know in the comments down below. All right, friends, that's gonna be it for me and this video. And if you like these kinds of videos, I have an entire playlist dedicated to horror movies in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. You guys can follow me on my social medias if you want, and I'll see you soon.